Mimi nakwambia ufanye aje ukitaka kutumia watu.
Hi, this is Africa. I'm just setting up and then we will start, and still waiting for at least 3 or 4 people to join. Mganwam, you made it on time. How are you? I've just shared a link. If you can see the link, you can join me. Just click on that link and join me. We say hi to each other as we wait for the others to join. Can you see the link? Can anyone see the link? My friend, are you able to see the link? I'm getting some help. Hi, workout home with Coach Remy. Hi, Remy, how are you? No, sioni link. Why not? You will see it in a few minutes. I'm just getting some help and you'll be able to see it. No worries. Uko salama, Remy. Uko salama pia. It's good to see you. So I'm getting some help. You see the link just now. And then maybe you can join and reconnect and get to know each other and put a face on these names that I see here. So by Africans for Africa, I sent the link. I hope you can see it. If you want to join me, you can just click on that link and we can connect. Just let me know if you can see the link from By Africans for Africa. This is Africa, Remy, who else is here? Hassan Degwa. Pierocha, cause this is Africa. How is everybody there? We are good, my friend. We are good. How are you? How is the cold? I hope it's not so bad now. Only you can send the link. No way, Slim. But how come it's not sending from here? I've sent again. Can you see it? Unaiona?
Okay.
Can somebody see the link? Please tell me you can. Ah, great. This is Africa is confirmed. Great, great, great. So I'm hoping to see some of you popping up and I can just say hi to everybody.
Well, yes, yeah.
I'm waiting. Don't be shy, guys. Just click on the link. Matifi, habari yako? Greetings from North Europe. How are you? I'm good, thank you. Matifi. Why does it sound like a Tanzanian name, is it? Colin James, this is Africa, I can see you. Mm. I'm still waiting for you to join me on the live. Should I share the link again in case somebody has missed it? I'll share it again. My friend Pierocha, click on the link. Let me say hi to you and the boys. What's today's topic? So today I really wanted to talk about African culture, fashion. There's so many conflicting conversations around that topic. Workout from Mom is asking the same question. So I wanted to ask you guys what you know about it, what people know about my culture, for example, what you know about Kenyan culture. There are so many different tribes in Kenya. If whether you are well knowledge about such things, the fashion, we have traditional regalia, what it means and things like that. But maybe we can just say hi for now and get to know each other before we can even a link sasa iko sawa sawa Hassan. Naongojea. I hope mtajoin. Yeah, so I wanted us to just talk about Africa, African, whatever you want to talk about Africa. And then connecting really, this is my second live. The first one, this is Africa. This is Africa was there for the first one, and I enjoyed it because it was my first time, and guys showed up and we had a conversation. So I was thinking, since I couldn't add people into the live, I was thinking today maybe we can add people and get to know each other really. Okay, I have one guest, Coach Remy. Let me try to join.
Hello.
Hi, Remy.
Yes. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. How are you?
I'm also fine.
Wow, it's great to see you.
Yes.
I know you got me from Wodemaya. I know you're one of the people who joined me from Wodemaya, right?
There is too much echo.
Too much echo?
Yes.
From my side? Is it that?
Wait.
Maybe I should put on my earphones.
How is it now?
I can hear you very well.
Okay.
There's no echo from your side. But from my side?
It was here. because the video was still playing, so I had to mute it.
Ah, great. Ah, it was
Yeah,
okay. But how are you?
I'm fine. I'm fine.
Wow, it's good to see you.
Yes. So,
Yeah.
what's the format? You will be shooting question and then we answer, or
Like, you know, for basically for today, I wanted to see you guys. I wanted to know, you know, there's a video that I posted and I keep on having people commenting on my videos, but I don't put a face on it. You know, when you comment on my video, you can put a
Okay.
face on my video. But now I need to see you guys. I need to know, you know, create that relationship. For me, I believe we are a family. We need to know each other. I really want to create that connection between all of us. So I just wanted to see you, to talk to you guys, and maybe if you have questions for me, you ask me. If I have questions for you, I ask you. Like I can see you are a workout coach.
Yes,
I might
yes.
have a lot of questions for you.
First of
Especially, sorry,
finish.
can you hear me very well?
Yes.
Like, do you deal with diet and things like that? Because I'm trying to get the right diet for specific changes in my skin and things like that.
Okay. So
Or
like, yeah. So when it comes to actually like food is the most important thing. Like most of the people are just eating for fun. Maybe they are emotionally eating, but actually food has like food nourishes the body. Food gives you the energy, and the food you're eating now will show up in the future. So your body, because what you're eating now, because even now, like our bodies are being rebuilding themselves. You understand? So
I do understand, which is true.
yeah. So if you're not like eating a varied diet, then you are not giving the body all the building blocks it needs when it's doing some reconstruction.
So can I ask you something? So can I eat whatever I want to eat and then say I will go to the gym to work it out? And
No.
I've seen a lot of people making that mistake. You eat all the junk you can think of and you say tomorrow I'll be in the gym. So anyways, I'll just get it out of my system. So you're telling me that it doesn't help you in any way?
Well, people who think that they can eat just anything, it's people who think food is just maybe fuel or just for fun. Yes, but if you want to really eat, if you want your body to look good and feel good, you have to be eating good. Haven't you like had an instance you were hungry, then you ate certain food, but then you felt more tired instead of feeling more energized?
I do. Yeah, I have.
Yeah. Yes.
It's true.
Yes. So that happens when you eat like the wrong food. So it dumps a lot of energy in the system at once. And if the body doesn't need anything, so it doesn't need to be alert, so you fall asleep.
Oh, great. So now there's another question that I have. Does fasting, not fasting for religious purposes, but fasting, for example, say I'll not have breakfast, I'll have maybe lunch and then skip supper. Is it advisable, or is it bad for your body, or does it help you get out some toxins from your body? Is it advisable from your side?
Well, I've seen I've read that when you fast, the body like has the chance to get some of the toxins out of the body. All right. And myself, sometimes fasting is not bad, but what is bad, it's to like go beyond your energy threshold you need for the day. Yeah, because depending on the level of activity, you need a certain amount of calories for the body to maintain a certain weight. Yeah.
Okay. So I think this is a funny one. I needed to clip that one. You are what you eat. If you eat Ugandan Rolex, you become a Rolex. South Africa, that's so funny. Okay, fine. So your channel is basically about working out, and do you do nutrition and things like that?
I haven't yet started to post anything about nutrition, but if people ask me questions on my Instagram, I always reply. I give them what I know. I tell them what I know. Yeah. So she disappeared. So I'm taking over her channel.
I lost you a bit.
Yeah, you disappeared. So
Oh no.
yeah,
Sorry.
let me repeat.
Okay.
Someone is asking which my Instagram is.
Yes, and also please share your link on the chat. I'm not able to do it on my side. I was trying to do it, but I'm not.
The link of Instagram.
For your Instagram and for your YouTube channel.
Okay. Actually, like what the Maya did was good for us. Now I know you and you know me.
It's true, actually.
Yeah.
In fact, it does. We can create great relationships just through YouTube and connecting with each other and learning from each other. Like your channel is very nice, and there's so many things that we can learn from.
Yes.
Yeah.
If one is open-minded, every day there is like a lot of learning opportunities.
It's true.
Yeah.
This is Africa saying fasting is good for the body. I have fasted many times and it helps to reset your immune system. Oh, really? Wow.
Yes, I used to do it. Like if like I used to travel a lot, and sometimes I was at like, let's say for instance, when I was somewhere where I know I will not have good hygiene, so I only ate in the morning and then I ate again in the evening.
Wow.
Yeah.
So do you feel good about it? The only time I did it, I think we had some prayer in church, and the pastors will tell everybody to fast, I don't know, for a week or something like that. But for me, it's not something that I've always done for my body or for my health reasons or anything like that. I've just done it for church. So I never really monitored if it's helping me body-wise and health-wise and anything like that. So I cannot really say if it's good for me or what. And one thing for sure, when I fasted, I could feel so weak and so just out of place.
If it's too long, you can feel weak, but actually fasting, when you're fasting, you feel more alert even. Because you are more alert. You should try it once, like just start with a small, maybe eat in the breakfast and then eat again at night.
I've heard some saying just drink some juice for breakfast. I don't know, eat some fruits and you have a meal maybe in the evening or things like that.
The important thing is to make sure your body is hydrated, actually. Yeah. Some people are what? So I'm taking over the channel. This is Africa, I was saying.
I think I'm just gonna stop checking the private chat. I'm not using my laptop, so each time I open the private chat, it now just takes me out of the whole thing. So I've seen your link. Can you check? Can you share it here on where everybody can see it? Because if I share it from my side, it becomes very difficult.
Okay, let me see. But I don't see where I can type in the comments.
But by Africans for Africa is assisting me with the links and everything. You don't see where you can type it.
Wait,
maybe you can just share it after you drop out.
Yeah, because I have a premiere at 6. I can only type something. If I'm not a moderator, I think YouTube is going to block the link. Yes.
Okay. Now I don't know how to do it. A week or two, let me just read this comment. A week or two you will notice major changes, and yes, more alert is common. Okay. But now is it changes in terms of weight, in terms of your health, in terms of what kind of changes are we talking about?
So for weight management purpose, I always advise people like to make sure like they know the amount of food they eat to not go beyond. If you do it like 1 week or 1 or 2 weeks, you will have an idea, because sometimes people are eating to be full or emotionally eating, yeah, or you're hanging out with people just to eat. Yeah. So that
This is Africa is telling me you need to be a moderator to be able to change to share the link. But
Yes,
we'll
yes.
just share it from our side because we have your link. We just shared. So by Africans for Africa will be helping me to share the links.
Okay, no problem.
You guys can subscribe and go watch his videos. And
So I have a few questions for you also.
yes, please. I'm here for the questions.
Yeah, you have a cool name, Zanele Beyond Borders, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. So how did that name come about?
So in fact, I just thought about it at an instant because, I'm from Swaziland or Eswatini. Then I'm
Okay.
married to a Kenyan. I live in Kenya.
Mhm.
Then I was just thinking, I want a YouTube channel that will be able to, will help me share my experiences in Kenya, where I'm currently living, and in my home country, Swaziland. So I was thinking, because for my people in Eswatini, they know me as somebody who's out of their borders. So they see, when they see my content, they see content from beyond their borders. And when I go now home to Eswatini, Kenyan people will see content from my country or because the plan is to travel around Africa and things like that. So I'll always be beyond the borders that you know me from, So I was thinking, okay, maybe I can have a channel with beyond borders. Then Zanel is my name.
Yeah. Oh, no. Yeah. That's a cool way of seeing it. And
thank you.
Yes. Apart from Kenya and South Africa, which other countries have you been to?
Southern African countries, most of them. Europe, I've lived in Italy for some time. And which other country? No other country except for those that I've counted.
And which one do you say, maybe this one I should revisit it, or I should go to live in this country?
Live!
Yes.
The one that I'm definitely visiting is Tanzania. TZ has to be, it's just on my top list right now. It's because of this corona and people closing borders, things like that. But I should have been there even last year, maybe the early this year. That's my biggest dream. I want to visit the whole of it. The rural, the Zanzibars, the every part of TZ. In fact, most of my what do you call them? Most of my subscribers are from TZ. So those guys really support me. They are always calling me to come. So that's definitely on my top list. Countries outside Africa, not at the moment. I don't even dream of, traveling out of Africa, at least at the moment, until I experience the African, cultures. My interest is seeing African cultures, experiencing the food and language. Yes. My channel, I've done videos on comparisons between Swahili and Siswati. Siswati is the language from my country.
Oh.
I realized there are so many similarities, and I did those kind of things. And by me traveling or wanting to travel around these other countries, I want to maybe have a feel of the language, if there are similarities in some way, and maybe there are similarities in the cultures, maybe there are, just to know where my brothers and sisters, where we link with the different African people, things like that. Moshi. Definitely, I'm doing Moshi.
Myself, I'm from Rwanda. I lived in Kenya.
So you're in Kenya?
I used to live in Kenya.
Oh, where are you right now?
Belgium.
I thought as much because I was thinking, I know you're abroad, but okay.
Yes.
So you lived in Kenya for a while?
Like 5 years.
What? That's a lifetime. Wow, that's nice.
Mimi naongea Kiswahili.
Vizuri sana.
Yeah. So
Rwanda lazima nitaenda Rwanda pia. Rwanda is just I need to explore Rwanda. I need to explore Uganda. But for now, it's just East Africa, and then you explore West and West.
I know for sure. Ukikuja Rwanda kama niko, Tutaonana. Kuna shida.
Tutaorganize. Lazima.
Hey, hello?
Yeah. In fact, there are some of the comments that I get from guys from Rwanda when I share some similar words in Swahili and Siswati. They are so similar. If there are so many similar words even between languages in Rwanda, I was so shocked actually.
Yeah,
So
yes,
those
yes.
are the kinds of things that I want to see.
Actually, I also love like languages.
Yeah, nice, great.
Yes, I already speak like 5 languages.
African languages or languages?
No, English, French, Dutch, Rwandese, Swahili. A
All
little
of them
bit of what?
fluently.
Yes, I can express myself and understand everything.
What? Wow, that's I know language. When you want to learn a language, you need to be able to not be scared to speak, even if you are not so good at it. That is how you learn, and that's how people can correct you. So if you are learning it by just writing it down and not speaking it out, it will take you quite some time to learn, which is very true.
Yeah, like before, like if I'm visiting a country where they speak a language I don't know, I spend like weeks learning the vocabularies. So
Wow.
I can say, but that I also know some Portuguese. But because when I was supposed to go to Mozambique, I did like a crash course on Duolingo.
What? Yes. Imagine Mozambique is just my neighbor country, but Portuguese, I don't know.
Yes. You know, like sometimes when you're not at home, that's when you start realizing a lot of things you could have visited.
Actually, when I lived in Italy, Italians speak Italian. So I know Italian is similar to Portuguese. So at that moment, I remember a colleague of mine at work asking me, why didn't you ever learn Portuguese? Because you wouldn't be having so much trouble trying to understand these people. These languages are similar. That is when it clicked to me. You never realize the importance of something until you are very far away from it. For me, Portuguese was never important. But right now, I can surely go back to Mozambique and learn Portuguese just for the sake of knowing it and, making maybe my mindset even broader. So I realized, wow, I wasted all my life. I traveled to Mozambique most of the times, but it never clicked to me that it's important for me to learn. You see? So I think because you have traveled around, you have realized all of those importances and, why somebody needs to learn.
Yes, and if you can speak someone's language, they will be more willing to help. Even if it's 2 words or 3 words, they will be more open to help you. They'll be like, oh, we are so interesting to him, so he's here.
I don't want to share my experiences here in Kenya. I think I've shared them more enough. I mean, if people realize that you speak their language, they get comfortable around you. Yes. They can even they can help you in every way that you want to be helped. But when they feel like you are foreign around them, it's hard for them to even ask you if you need some help with anything or really to find out anything from you. Seriously, it's important to learn. And the reason I had to learn Swahili was a very foreign language to me when I got here. So,
lakini si Swahili ni sio ngumu, ni rahisi sana.
Swahili ni ngumu. Ni ngumu. Kama hujaisikia before, ni ngumu sana.
Mimi lugha ambayo napata ngumu ni Zulu.
No, you see now. You see, Zulu is the simple. No.
So for you will say Zulu. It's the most simple language because it's your basic. Like for you, it's basic.
Yeah. Zulu is simple, man. It's simple. Swahili inachanganywa na Arabic. So some words are so ngumu. Until today, there are some words that I don't even understand in Swahili. Those deep ones, you don't even know if this is Swahili, or is this Zulu? Is this Arabic? So it's kind of difficult for me sometimes to know what language it is.
Yeah. I have to start rounding up because time is... I have a premiere at 6.
Wow.
I have to do some other things.
Thank you so much for joining.
It was nice catching up.
It was so great. I feel like I know you personally now. Thank you so much.
Asante sana.
Asante sana.
Yes.
Okay, let me just add my friend here.
Okay. Bye bye.
Bye. Thank you.
Yes.
Okay. My friend Pierocha, please come back. Zanele Z, a Zulu name. In original Siswati, she's Tanele, which is supposed to mean enough ladies. I guess she comes from a family of predominantly ladies. You got it right. Who else could get it right if it's not used for sake? So that is basically the meaning of my name. Mganami.
Hello, Mgani
How are
Mgwami.
you? Look at you looking so beautiful.
Oh, thank you so much. I'm
How
fine.
are you?
I'm really glad to see you.
Wow, I'm so glad too. How are you? How's the family?
Oh, we are okay. The
Yeah.
kids are now doing her homework of the
Mhm.
school because
Okay.
tomorrow he wants to go to school and I'm here. Espérame, cariño. Que ya
What
lo
time
sé.
is it over there?
I'm here are 5 o'clock. 5:40.
It's still early. How is the cold? It's not cold anymore.
Today is sunny. It's sunny these days.
Oh wow,
I'm
that's nice.
happy because that
Uh-huh.
I can stay out with my kids and it
And they can play outside nowadays, which is good.
and no my kids play a lot out.
Mm-hmm. I know your son
And
has a YouTube channel. I'll ask by Africans for Africa to share your son's YouTube channel so that people can go and check it out and subscribe. But right now he's doing his homework, so I cannot say hi. Hello?
so do you this in this video you can teach to the others to the Siswati language to the others Africans?
Yes, yes. If people are interested
Okay.
in learning Siswati, why not? We can have a session, maybe for 30 minutes, maybe for the next. I want to be here for at least 2 hours and then that'll be it. We can learn Siswati. If you want to learn Swahili yourself, we have people like Remy, although he's leaving right now, he can teach you a few words. And I know This is Africa also speaks Swahili. So people can learn really. It's good to share some information. It's good to learn languages, you know. And you stop teaching me Spanish,
Yes, of course. If you
which is not fair.
if you can learn Spanish, I can. I can teach
Yes,
if you want.
yes, definitely, definitely. We need to continue with those lessons.
Yes, yes.
Spanish is
And I want
like
to see you soon. And I want to see you soon in
in
Eswatini.
Eswatini. So are you still sure you are going?
I'm not sure which month, but I want to stay here to stay there very soon.
Ah,
I don't
great.
know if in May, in June, I don't know yet.
Spain is not in lockdown. I think I heard you guys are in lockdown.
Yes, yes, we have lockdown still,
You're still in lockdown.
but yes, in here in this city, yes, we have lockdown these
I think
days.
it's like okay, it's like here, you know, here in Kenya, 5 counties are in lockdown, Nairobi included, and
Yeah,
some other countries around Nairobi, because they call them the infested. What do you call it? The infested high infested zone, something like that, where there's the virus is most active. So they locked us out. They locked us down. We cannot go out to other counties. So even for you guys, it's only the city that is just locked, and other people are living normally. Or they are also in lockdown.
we also in lockdown here in
Oh,
Spain, all
okay.
the cities.
And Mexico?
in Mexico, it's it's a chaos.
Ah,
The
I know
people, some people stay in home, and some go out with by work and do everything.
Wow.
But my family has the vaccination.
Oh, which one?
So they are.
You know, there are different types of vaccines that I keep on hearing about, and there are those ones that people are saying are not good. Maybe you can help me choose if ever I get vaccinated.
Espera, cariño. My kid asked for me, who are? It's my Swatini friend. No, mi amiga de Swatini. So yes, I'm telling you that my family is okay now with the vaccination there.
So
And
which one
here,
did they get? Which vaccine? Which vaccine? I know there's AstraZeneca.
No, the Pfizer.
Oh, is it
the
recommended?
Pfizer in Mexico?
Uh-huh.
And my sister said that she was okay with the with this vaccination, and
okay.
So I think is a good vaccination, but we can look to the people to see the symptoms.
We are using them to test.
So you, how are you with the
I'm
flu?
good. I'm good. Yeah, we are good, my friend. It's just that I'm still a bit skeptical about the vaccine. I know in Eswatini they are giving it for free to old people. Posake, if you're still around, please just confirm that. So I know they are vaccinating old people for now for free. But I'm not sure which type of vaccine they are using to vaccinate these old people. So I know they'll be vaccinated. They have been vaccinated already, and then they'll be having their second appointment very soon. And wow, it's for me, it's a bit scary because of the stories that I've heard. I'm still not sure whether to take it or not, or whether to wait for some time until, I'm very sure about it. But I know for sure if you have to travel to Eswatini, maybe you have to take it. So you'll be the one to tell me.
Yes, I want the vaccination. If I can travel to Eswatini before I just have the vaccination. And the others.
Wow. So even the kids will be vaccinated?
I don't know. I don't know if I want which vaccination this in here in Spain, because we have 3 or 4 different in Spain. So
But now you see what is funny about it is that there are different types. This one is still not sure about his own. This one is already bringing his own. So we are getting confused. I don't even know how these people who have the courage to take it, how they come to that decision of I'm taking this one because it's this way, or it doesn't make sense to me. I think we just need to
here the government decided for the people.
Great. Okay. So you see, in my country, they are giving them the AstraZeneca, which for me is scary because of the stories that I've heard. And then this is Africa saying I never took the vaccine for influenza my entire life. Don't plan to take this vaccine either. You're 51. But now how do you plan to travel? Because I know in future there will be those restrictions. If you have not taken the vaccine, you cannot get out of your country or things like that. Or are you certain you'll be staying in the same place for the rest of your life? This is Africa. I'd love to know. Because for me, you see, for me, my friend, if I have to go home in Eswatini, at some point they will tell me you have to show a certificate that you have been vaccinated. You see, I'll have that shown. And there's no way I can say I will never go to my country. So at some point, if circumstances force me, I will just have to. That is just how unfair this whole situation is. So let me just share the link again in case more of you want to join. I'm trying to share. I'm Kenyan and I'm coming home. Oh, wow, great. Great. If you are you coming home? Are you relocating for good? Because if you are coming here, then you don't need it. Let me just post the link again for more people to join me. How many people are here?
I have some problems with the link.
You have?
No, I have. But that's okay.
Okay.
Ahora te lo veo. Vale, ahora te lo veo. This
So
is
my
the
friend,
time
let me
of the homework.
let me ask you. So you're going to Eswatini. What do you? I know you have been doing your research about the country, and you follow a lot of people, a lot of YouTubers from Eswatini.
Cariño, espera, es que estoy hablando. Vale, mi vida. Just the kid talk with.
I know.
Talk to me. Espera un poco, por favor. Es que estoy hablando y si no, no entiendo. Si no, no escucho lo que me dice, ¿vale? Okay. Sorry.
It's fine. Man will wake up soon and start doing the same. So I was asking you, I know you're doing a lot of research about Eswatini, and you're following, I've seen you following a lot of Eswatini YouTubers. You're also following them on, is it Twitter or Instagram or something like that? So I want to ask you, what is it that you are expecting in your mind? What do you even imagine Eswatini will look like, or how you'll be welcomed in that country? And maybe I can even connect you to Sposake. Sposake is in Eswatini. He's also in this live chat. What is it that you are looking forward to in the country? Are you excited or are you scared? That is one thing that I want to know from you.
I'm very happy to can meet someone to Eswatini. I have my first friend like you. And I'm so excited to travel to your country and know the different culture and the food and the beautiful places that I see in Eswatini. Is amazing.
Wow.
I want to stay here soon.
In any way. Let me tell you something. When I went to Europe for the first time, is this your first time coming to Africa? It would be your first time, right?
No.
Africa.
I never traveled to Africa. No.
So for me, it's the same even for you. The first time when I left Africa for Europe, I was very, 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 very scared. I was not sure what to expect. I was thinking racism. I was very unhappy, but happy at the same time. You know, that mixed feeling that you don't even know how to explain it. So you don't even think things like that can happen to you, or you don't even think about them. Even for your kids, the kind of kids they'll be playing with and things like that.
For they, I just think that for they, it was a little difficult, but the culture is some different, and the language también.
Wow. Great. At least you are, and then maybe because your husband has come to Africa before, he's comfortable here, then it's easy for you. I think maybe it makes it easy for you to not to be scared about the whole experience.
No, he traveled a lot to Africa about 3 years ago.
Then he shares good experience.
Yes, different experiences he has.
Yeah.
But he knows very well to Tanzania.
I know he has been here for.
He knows every Tanzania.
Even Swahili, he speaks a little bit of Swahili.
Yeah, he
Wow.
knows.
Oh wow! So you see that for you, I think that is the best, because wow, for me it was very 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 scary. I can see I have a message on the chat, but I don't. Were you able to clip the one for Coach Remy? Coach Remy, please. I'm getting some assistance. Okay, my friend, if you have to go and assist your sons with homework, feel free to leave. We can just continue talking about the different languages and all those different things.
Yes, I'm stay here
You want
to
to
hear
stay
you.
here? Okay, great. So let me see another comment here. I know Coach Remy has already left. This is Africa. I know you mentioned the link about your interview. I never got it. Are you able to share? This is Africa. Are you able to share the link with your interview? I really tried and I failed to get it. Even your channel, until you gave me the link, it was a bit hard for me to get it. Please share it again. Coach Remy is still here. Great, 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 great. Okay, let me see if I can do this. No? Because you are not moderated. Now, how do I? You are not the moderator. I cannot share because I'm not moderated. Okay. Let me just send him the link. Mulungi David, how are you, Mulungi? Why does your name sound Mlungu? Mlungu for us is Mzungu in East Africa. Mulungi, Mulungu, Mlungu. Okay, that sounds similar. Be right back. Let me get the title of the video. Okay. Please, I'll be waiting for it because I've tried to search for it. I couldn't get it. Hi, Mulungi. How is Uganda? Let me share the link just one more time for people to join me on this live stream. We'll connect. Can you guys see the link? You can feel free to join me. So I just say hi. We put a face on. You know, for most of people, except for Sake, most of you guys are YouTubers here with channels like This is Africa. I would love to put a face on that channel. Hassan Dego, are you still around? Mulungi says Uganda is fine. So that's the link. I've shared it. Are you able to join? Just feel free to join. Mulungi, do you have a YouTube channel? Is this a YouTube channel? Maybe we can subscribe and support your channel. Are you able to join? Can you see the link? You can just feel free to join. And we can share, and maybe we can even share similar words in different languages. I know Mlungi in Uganda, we have so many similarities. The video title is Interview, Come and See This. Huh? The video title is Interview, Come and See This is Africa. Okay. So from the interview, Come and See This is Africa. That's the title of the video. Great. I'll check it out immediately after this. Mlungi says YouTube. Mlungi, are you a YouTuber? Is this the name of your channel? So as I was saying, I know Uganda has similarities with my language, especially even more than it has with Swahili. What is the common language that they have in Uganda? I've forgotten the name. I've forgotten the name of the language, but it has so many similarities. Should be able to find it on YouTube search. Yes, I will definitely look for it. And maybe other guys can look for it, and we get to know this is Africa. Sawa sawa, Santi. How can I join on YouTube? Do you mean how can you join this live, or how can you open a YouTube channel? Please clarify. If you want to join this live, let me just share the link right now. I want to get to meet most of you guys. And if you're able to join, please join. Let me just share the link again for Mlungi. Mlungi. Are you able to see the link? Please just click on that link and try to join me. And you let me know some of the similarities. Oh, Luganda. Yes, Luganda. I think it's Luganda that is so similar to my language. It was even scary for me when I found out. There's so many similarities. Like I know for a door, they call it, do you guys call it mlango like we call it in my umnyango, or they call it mnyango, something like that? The link is visible, okay, on this line. Yes, please join. I've shared the link. It's also on the screen. You can be able to just click on it and join. Workout with Coach Remy is still here. He's saying the link is visible. Please try to join and you can share some of these similarities, or maybe it's even not true. People are making up their own things. I love Luganda. It is a cool language to sing in. What kind of music? Traditional music, traditional Ugandan music, or what kind of music is it that you like to sing? Mulungi, I hope you're able to join. Luganda, he says Luganda, okay. So, is Luganda is it the most common, or is it the Swahili of Uganda? Or how does it work? Where I come from, we only have one language, SWATI. So there are no other languages other than that. So for Luganda, is it the common language, or is it part of the many languages that you have here? It's a national language. Traditional is cool and dance hall songs. Oh, wow. I think I've never heard them from Uganda, no. Maybe I need to check them out. Wow. I've never heard Ugandan music. Do I even know a Ugandan artist? No. Baby Cool. Baby Cool is a Ugandan. Okay. I know mostly TZ, Diamond, and the rest of them. Uganda, no. Wow. Mulungi, I'm still waiting for you to join if you're able to join. Aha, my friend is saying, I first want to learn Siswati and then more. Great. Tell me what you want to learn in Siswati. Maybe we can share a few lessons. Eddie Kenzo. Oh, Eddie Kenzo is from Uganda. I know that one. Chameleon, I think I've only seen him. Vincano. Oh, okay. I know Eddie Kenzo for sure. Chameleon, I can count a few times I've seen his music. Vinka, is Vinka a musician? Mother tongue. Luganda is the mother tongue. Oh, wow. Some people are camera shy, but you can always turn off your camera when you join. Or you're also voice shy. If you're voice shy, then you can just type here. It's because something like voice shy. My friend, tell me what you want to know in Siswati before our time ends here. Eddie Kenzo. The triplets ghetto kids. Are those not dancers? Are they? Those very famous dancers, I know I've seen most of their videos. The triplets ghetto kids. They are called that. I don't even know their group name, but I've seen their videos. Those kids are good. Good dancers for sure. Ah, great. Yeah, those ones I've seen them. I think they're just the best. In fact, they should be having an award for that. Mulungi is saying Oliotia means saubra. What? I don't even understand the single. Okay, the only thing I understand here is mean. Can you explain to me what Oliotia means? Kenyan. Hello? Can you hear me? Kenyan. Okay, let's see the full name of the channel. Hello? Are you able to hear me?
Hi, Sanele.
Ah, how are you?
Unjani?
Ngiyaphila unjani wena?
Ngiyaphila ngiyabonga.
Please
Ngiyajabula.
tell me your name.
Lord.
I've seen Kenyan.
Mina Boniface.
Boniface. Ah! Boniface, unjani?
Yes, good to see you here, Vele.
Oh, great.
Yeah, I was just joining the channel and then I saw your streaming, so I said, let me see what you...
Oh, that's nice. Wow, that's so great. I know I owe you and you owe me and we owe each other an appointment and I'm so sorry.
No, it's understandable. I understand you've got a busy schedule.
By the way, I got so sick in between all of those things and then things just happened. I couldn't really come back to tell you when and how we can plan for another
So, I mean, Phila Masina.
but how are you?
I'm good, thank you.
Are you in Kenya at the moment?
Yeah. I'm in Nairobi at the moment.
Oh, that is nice. We should even organize a meetup sometime.
Oh, in Nairobi as well? Last time I was in Nanyuki. Understand you're from around Nanyuki?
No, I'm just in Nairobi at the moment.
Oh, okay. Because I think last time I saw you post something about Nanyuki, so I thought maybe you were in Nanyuki or something.
No, not at all. Ah, so you are in Nairobi yourself?
Yes, I'm in Nairobi.
We will organize, then we can meet up and talk about whatever we were to talk about.
Yeah, okay, sure, no problem.
Yeah.
Looking
But I'm
forward to
glad
it.
you have joined me. Maybe you can even share with guys here what similarities you have seen between the two languages. I know you know Zulu, which is similar to Swati anyway. So maybe you can be able to share something with my people here. I can see my friend is saying, how can I say in Swati, I'm happy to meet you, my king, Mr. King. My friend is interested in my king, not even in the language. Yeah, so I was thinking maybe you have realized some of these similar things that we were actually to talk about with you, and some of these things between the two languages that we can really learn from each other. So maybe you can share some of those things with us.
Okay. I know I've stayed in Mpumalanga, so I think they speak what Sindavelle. But
see, you've stayed in my home place. Mpumalanga is just the Swati.
Okay, because a place called Kwagafontein, Tweefontein.
Those people speak Swati.
Yeah, so been there. I was learning a bit. Like I know a bit of Isay. Ngiyathokoza kukwaza. I'm happy to meet you.
Ngiyathokoza ukwazi. Now that is Zulu, but for us you say ngiyathokoza kukwati. So can you see the similarities there?
Yeah, so I understand a bit of that, and especially the Swahili part, hakuna matata, you know.
But you speak Swahili yourself, sindio?
Yeah, naongea Kiswahili kizuri, maana nimefunza kule Tanzania.
Wow, that is nice. I know Tanzanians are telling me, come to TZ to learn the original Swahili. What is it between Kenyans and Swahili? Is it the same Jollof, Ghanaian Jollof and Nigerian Jollof? You're always fighting about whose Swahili is good and whose is not.
Yes, it's something of the sort, yes. But sincerely speaking, I think Tanzanian Swahili is the best. I think it's best along the Zanzibar. When the colonists were here, Amabulu, or Avalungu. So yeah, they set up a commission in Zanzibar in, I think, 1938. So that commission was for setting the standard of Swahili in East Africa. So they follow the Zanzibar standard, which is close to the one that's spoken in Mombasa. Yes.
So it is true that they have this best Swahili in East Africa.
Yeah, actually they have the best Swahili, to be honest. So, but I think the difference is, the similarity is when it comes to spoken Swahili, ours is the worst. But when it comes to written Swahili, at least it's better. Yeah, I mean, it's like American and British English.
Okay. But what is polluting Kenyan Swahili is the Sheng. There's just so much Sheng that it confuses you. You might think you know Swahili, but most of the words that you know are some English made to sound like Swahili. Like unakam. Unakam is not even Swahili in any way. So you think, I know Swahili because I can say unakam, nitakushow vitu kama hizo, unaona? So you are getting lost in the Sheng is really messing up Kenyan Swahili, and I don't know what the government or what the people can do to try. Nice to see you. And what the people can do to really get it out of the system, because our kids will grow up knowing unakam is the good Swahili that you have to speak to anybody. Unaona? In the process, we are losing the original Swahili, and I'm very afraid in the next 10, maybe 100 years, maybe 50, whatever years from now, Swahili, the original Swahili would have gotten lost in Kenya. Because the generation that is coming, the high school kids right now, those guys, they barely know Swahili, the original Swahili. So you see?
Yes. But at least I'm a language advocate, Swahili language advocate. So I've been working with some of the tech companies to document Swahili, because according to Google, there's only 0.08% of Swahili content online. So we're trying to build more Swahili content. Like I was running a project to create 10,000 Swahili articles and glossary online. So that's by 2020. So we got some funding here and there from a South African foundation called Dot Africa Foundation. So they're supporting local content creation or production. Even yourself, I think later on, when your schedule permits, maybe we can get to meet up. I'll link you to the head of the project, Lucky Masilela. He's from Mzanzi.
Lucky Masilela, my mom is Masilela. That's my uncle.
Really? Huh? Oh,
not to say the Lucky himself that you're talking about is the actual uncle, but in Southern Africa, because it's not like, I know for East Africa, the naming and the surnames are, it's very difficult to understand them if you're not East African. But for us, when you hear somebody is Masilela and your mom is a Masilela, if I were to meet up with Lucky Masilela and told him my mom is a Masilela, he would actually feel like I am his sister's daughter. So we have that biggest connection, like he's my real uncle, when it's just a surname that is connecting us. So we still have that linking. If you hear somebody who shares your surname, like people in South Africa who have the same surname as mine, it does feel like this is my brother from a father that I've never met. So it's so, when you say that, I was like, wow, that's my uncle.
Yeah, so I think later on I'll link you to because normally they have some funds for local content. Like if you have content, like I think especially your content, they're trying to do the linkages between Swahili and Siswati. They could give you some small funding to just, create something around that. Maybe it's $1,000, $2,000, $2,000,
If it helps in the project, why not?
Yes. So like they are all about promoting local content in Africa. Like they want to keep the original content, like in the indigenous languages, Siswati, Siswahili, Zulu.
Now let me ask you: do they also sponsor like content such as animation, kids animation? Because what my husband is interested in is trying to teach young kids, like our daughter is very young, and through animation, through cartoons and things like that, but locally made cartoons. So do they support such project? Because if they are, then it could be a very great opportunity, which I think most people can really even try to look into. Small kids are the ones who need to learn these languages more.
Yeah, definitely they would, because as long as it's about language preservation and teaching the younger generation about the indigenous language, yes, it's eligible. Yeah, but I believe once I link you up and then maybe from the idea, or especially what you do and maybe what your sorry,
sorry?
How do you say husband in Yes, that, because I know Indobika is a wife, right?
Yes. Umfati is wife.
Okay. So Indobika is girlfriend. Oh, so Umieni, yes. So
now there's another difference, maybe not a difference, there's another thing about African languages. There are words that you can generally use if you're talking to your age mate, for example. But if I was to talk to my mom about my husband, if it's formally, I would say Umyeni wami. It's more formal than to say Infotayami. Infotay sounds like just some friend of yours, So there are those words that you can use to make something very respectable, or to just say it the way it is really. So wow, okay. And I've seen that in Swahili.
Yeah, Swahili, I think, mume, okay, depending on which Swahili you use, mume in Tanzania, here.
Now I want to ask you something like mtoto and mwanangu, which is it a matter of one is more respectable, or it's just you can choose to use either or?
Mtoto is general. Mwanangu is like mtwana wami.
Exactly.
Yes. So that is more.
So similar with that.
Yes.
Now, and then now there's something that confuses me, Boniface. Yes. In TZ, I know when they say Bibi, they mean grandma, or is it? And then for Kenya, I hear them saying Bibi for my wife.
Yes.
So which is which here? Are we getting something lost, or it means the same?
No, I think both are correct actually, because in context, like let's say if you want to say Miss, let's say Miss Zanele, so you could say B is a short form of baby, so it's like a miss, or someone like you have it like B, Like you don't know their status, whether they are married or not. So say B. It's a title of respect. It's a short form of baby. So, but in Tanzania, so if you say Bizanele is like Miss or Madam, you know. So baby, if now Tanzania baby, like it's like a highest form of respect to a woman, you know.
So it's not like it's for the grandmothers.
Yeah. So I mean, usually it's a person, someone who's a bit older than you. You know, anyone older than you. So like mostly grandmothers, of course, grandmothers are older. So, but anyone older than you. So if you say BB or B, B is you're not sure whether they are married or not. So it's a form of respect. But BB now is like much older.
Oh, hey, that is so clear now. In fact, I was very much confused with those things. Great. Thank you for sharing. Wow.
You didn't follow me back. You didn't follow me back on Twitter. I do post a lot of stuff in Swahili, so trying to teach.
Didn't I? You followed me. I didn't follow. How come I follow everyone who follows me? What's the name on Twitter? Please share your name. Maybe even other guys can want to share to follow you.
So where can I type here? Is there a place to type? I'm not sure. Can I type here? But it's BSWITABA. That's at Twitter. I mean at BSWITABA. Yeah, but I think if you check a list of followers, you see this. Mine has a padlock. Maybe that's why you didn't see it. It's secured account.
But the other guys who might want to follow, you know, you're telling us there's these nice projects you're working on, and maybe some people would like to follow and, you know, get to know some of these things and maybe get even connected with some of these things. We have a lot of great, what do you call it? Great guys who are doing the same thing when it comes to language, but they don't have the kind of connection to maybe popularize their projects. So you can just share it and we'll be able to follow you and get to know some of these things.
Am I able to type here? I'm not sure.
I can see other guys typing, or how is it happening? On the comment section, you're not able to type?
Yes, it's the chat. I see the chat section.
Yeah, please just type it in the chat.
Let me see. Okay, I can be able to. I'm able to chat. Let me just. So that's
we are
my.
Here to learn from each other.
Yeah, that's my Twitter. I think I just share.
Okay, I think he just dropped out. Okay, Mulungi is saying you taught us Saubon. Oh, it's Saubon. I think that's the reason I was getting confused. Saubona. Saubona is basically to say I see you or I acknowledge you. Saubona na kuona kitu kama hiyo. If you know Swahili, you can be able to link the two. If somebody can see something, they can say naona whatever ama na kuona kitu kama hiyo. So for us it's saubona, which means I acknowledge seeing you, and that is a form of greeting in my language. This is Africa is saying some Kenyans shy away from Tanzanians when speaking Swahili. Why? Is it because of the intimidation that they speak better Swahili than them? Nami pia nilijifunza Swahili pale huko TZ, which is nice. I think I need to get some time also to learn some, is it original? I don't want to offend anybody. I need to get some time just to travel to Tanzania and maybe, you know, get to feel, now that I know Kenyan Swahili, maybe I'll be able to know the difference and to see kweli, these guys are speaking different Swahilis, if there's anything like that. There's a YouTube channel called Learn Swahili, a Kenyan living in Poland. He cares preserve. Okay, yeah, which is great. I think he should also be connected to Boniface if he's not connected to him. We have to preserve our languages. That is very true. Kitu nichohitaji unifundishe Siswati. What do you want to learn in Siswati? Mulungi. Can you be specific? So I want to go back to the fact that to Saubona. Let me share something about Saubona. When you greet somebody, how much value we put on greetings in my country. For example, it's only nowadays that when you are in the streets of, say, for example, Mbabane is the capital city of my country. you find people not greeting each other on the street. But at some point, I remember even growing up, when you are in the middle of the city, you'd go around greeting people you don't even know. Sawubona, 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 because our traditions taught us that you need to greet people. You don't just pass somebody and, you don't even acknowledge seeing them or meeting them. Even if you don't know them, you can just greet them and move out and, move and leave them even wondering, why is this person greeting me? Is she stealing from me? Because nowadays that is how people associate greetings in cities and things like that. It's not so common. So let me just share an experience that's something that I learned, or something that our culture teaches us about greetings. So when you greet somebody, for example, if it's in the village where people still greet each other when they meet, and maybe you are passing by somebody's home, you still raise your hand and greet them, and acknowledge yourself passing and seeing them in their home. So what it does for us Swatis now, if Posake is still here, he will maybe add on to that. So what it does, by you greeting somebody, what we say in my culture is that when you see me, you don't see, it's not just me that you are seeing. You are seeing me and my ancestors that are always around me and guarding me and, keeping me safe all the time. Okay, so when you greet me, it means that you're acknowledging seeing me, and you are respecting the people that are behind me or are taking care of me, which you cannot see, but you're acknowledging their presence. Please tell me if it's making any sense. So what we say now, if you offend somebody, for example, if you meet me on the street and maybe you offend me or you insult me, and for no reason really, you offend me or you insult me, you are not only offending me, you are offending my ancestors, you are offending the people that are behind me and really guarding me and things like that. So when what they do now, when I get angry because you've offended me, it's not just me, it's the team now that I'm with. This team of my ancestors can see your team of your ancestors, because you are coming, you are not only coming as you. For example, Boniface is not coming as Boniface and meeting me and offending me. He's also coming with his team of ancestors. So it's now it doesn't only become a war between me and Boniface, but it becomes a war of me, Boniface, our ancestors, my ancestors, and Boniface's ancestors. So there are wars that our ancestors fight for us in the spiritual realm that we can never know. So maybe you have said, maybe Boniface has offended me in a way, and then I just say, I get angry and I react badly and I say, I wish something bad happens to you. And then something bad happens to Boniface at some point. Now you have sent a command to your ancestors that you are not happy with this guy and you want them to fight a battle for you. So there's a way that they can fight for you by hurting him or by making things up with your ancestors, which you will not even know. And you'll hear that sometimes it happens that you find people, you hear people saying, this guy offended me some time back, and I remember saying it out loud that I wish this guy doesn't get successful or whatever. And you see them suffering, but you never even did anything, maybe to go to witches or anything like that, to really manifest whatever you had said. You just said it and you left it like that. But when you see this guy suffering, you now remember, oh my goodness, there's some point when I said, I wish something bad happened. So by sharing that, I hope you guys understand what is happening, what I'm trying to explain, and how important for us greetings are. In my culture, that is, I don't know if it works the same way in Kenya or in any other African countries, but when you go to Eswatini, please do greet people, even if you don't know them. Just say Sawubona, Sanbonani, it won't hurt you, but it will make their ancestors be happy about your presence in this person's life. Sometimes a greeting can even change somebody's mood. You find that someone is in a very bad situation, but just by you saying Sawubona and they don't even know you, it changes their whole mood. They get excited and they get happy after all. Okay, let me go back to the comments. I think I'm talking too much here. Nishashindwa kujiunga kwenye mtandao wa YouTube. Nishashindwa. Do you mean you have not been able to create a YouTube channel? Mlungi, please explain. Let me just share the link again. Let me share the link in case anybody wants to join. Thomas, I can see you. How are you? Are you just joining us? Let me share the link. Great. Boniface is saying I got disconnected from the stream. I can't seem to get back in. No, I hope you are back now. Boniface. Oliotia means how are you? Oh, unjani in my country, in Siswati. Just got on, better later never. Ah, karibu sana, karibu sana, Thomas. Thank you for joining. I want to learn unapendeza in Siswati. Uyajabulisa, unapendeza. I think there are different ways in how you can say it. Uyajabulisa, uyangijabulisa, umuhle. Unapendeza means you're good, you are beautiful, things like that, really, so to compliment somebody. So in my country, we say umuhle. Umuhle means you're beautiful. Uyangijabulisa. I don't know if it can be linked to unapendeza, but uyangijabulisa means you make me happy, things like that. I'm good, yes. Just joining. Ah, Thomas, we have been here for an hour and some few minutes, and it's better late than never, really. So yeah, that's the short story I wanted to share. Is it the same? Let me find out from you guys. Is it the same from your countries? Thomas and Boniface, is it the same in Kenya? Is it the same in different tribes here in Kenya? Is it so important that you greet somebody you don't even know, or it's not even part of your culture? You can just move along as if you have not seen or met somebody. It's just like coming to somebody's home in my country. You don't just, it's like knocking. I think even in the Western world, it's the same. You don't just come unannounced, not unannounced. You don't just come and open the door at somebody's home. Moirori, thank you, Tanya. This is really eye-opening. Thank you, Moirori. Thank you for joining. I can see you. Yeah, it's like the same way as you would come to somebody's home. For now in the villages, if you are going to a Swati home, a traditional Swati home, which for sure we are losing it as we go along, and it's so sad that we are losing some of these things. You don't just open the gates for yourself, and people see you outside their houses, because we have big yards and there's fences and gates and things like that. So you need to stand by the gate. You need to, in my language, you need to acknowledge the owner of the home. If for example my father is Dlamini, you would say Ekayaga Dlamini, which means I'm here at your home, Dlamini. So Dlamini has to acknowledge your presence and is the one to either choose to welcome you in or go and talk to you from outside the gate. So some things like that are very important in my culture. You don't just barge into somebody's home without making yourself even known. There are dogs in African homes, so they can just let the dogs bite you, or they won't even hold the dogs for you. So by you acknowledging the owner of the home, and by you saying, please welcome me to your home, it means you are telling this guy, hold the dogs for me. I'm here. If you are able to open for me, maybe we can talk from inside your home. Then he opens the gate for you. He gives you a chair and whatever, maybe some water or some. Now we have some traditional porridge, uji in Kenya. We have the same thing now. He can offer you something like that as you talk. So that is now African traditions and how somebody really carries themselves around an African home. In Jamaica, you greet everybody. Good morning, hello, good afternoon, good night. It's considered rude not to greet. Great. I think you guys have not lost those traditions. It's a good thing, really. In Mexico, we say, okay, I don't want to pronounce that, my friend. Gonda. I hope I'm pronouncing it well. I hope I'm pronouncing it well. Yeah, so things like that may seem not so important, but they are important, especially for Africans. These things are there. We grew up and seeing people greeting each other. Why should we stop now? It doesn't hurt. I want to hear Zanella speak in Mexican. Oh, my friend, I cannot. Oh no. You need to teach me this one first before I embarrass myself here on camera. Kionda. Is it the right way? How would I pronounce that? You will teach me this one, my friend. Huh? Before I get myself laughed at. Do they have, great question, and Sposake. Do they have Tinanatelo? Tinanatelo are, what do you call them in English? Praise names, yeah, praise names really. So in my country, for example, Manyati has a praise name after it. It's not just Manyati. If you, the most respectable way to address Posake is if I called him Manyati, then I say his other praise names after that. So I'm forgetting your praise names, Manyati. I'm so sorry. So I would say, for example, a surname like Maslela, my mom's surname, that is. If I were to address my mom's dad, I would say Maslela Vunganze Msutu Msegelave, whatever. It's usually a whole long list of praise names. After that one surname that you are just seeing with his name, there's a whole list of praise names that really tell, most of these praise names really tell a history about the people of Maslela or the people of Manyati. So they will even say, when a lower they will tell you from back in the colonial era how they came to how they fought different what do you call kuna tribes and clans, how they fought the different clans within their societies, which clan they won against, which clan they are related to because they helped each other during the different fights. For example, you find that which are the surnames. We have surnames that are related to each other, but they are not the same when you see it. For example, in my country, there's a surname Mazia and Mashalela. Those guys are the same. They actually have the same praise names. And these guys, you find that when you trace their history, there's a way that they connected. So they cannot marry each other. Guys from those different surnames cannot marry each other. Guys from those surnames are relatives in some way. So when you hear somebody's Mashalela and you are Mazia, that is your brother. You cannot, if it's a girl, that is your sister. You cannot even propose to them or really talk anything that has to do with love and things like that, because automatically that is your relative. For example, in my praise name, which is my surname is Mpila, we have Mbonane, we have different other praise names that make us related to other different surnames. I hope I'm making some sense here. So that makes us also, that automatically makes us relatives. And in the praise names, it will tell you that there's information that you even get about your clan, that maybe you are not supposed to eat a pork because during those times when your forefathers were fighting, maybe they ate pork and it made them lose the war. So it's taboo for your clan to eat maybe a certain kind of food or a certain kind of animal or whatever, because there's some history to it. So praise names are really good in our culture. They are there to guide us. They are there to tell us you are related to this, to so and so surname. You cannot intermarry. You cannot eat this. You cannot. So many different things come with praise names that you would not even know if you are not a Swati and you don't understand the Swati language. So in this side, Posake, let me tell you what shocked me the most when I got to Kenya. So in Kenya, you have. I want to use an example that you have. For example, you can call your son. In most cases, they name their kids. They have an English name, which is a Christian name, and then they have a middle name, which now becomes the surname of, if it's a guy, and when he marries, his wife takes that as his surname, as her surname, and the kids will take that as the surname. And then they have the father's name. So for them, father's name is actually your father's name. So for example, you'll have James Mwangi Minor. Those are three names. James is the English name that they will give their kid. And then Mwangi is their middle name, which in most cases, is just your name. So if you are called Mwangi, at your home they'll call you Mwangi because that's your name. But now when it comes to marrying, your wife will inherit that Mwangi instead of Maina, the last name, which is your father's name. Maina means your father's name is Maina. So if James Mwangi Maina marries, the wife will be Mrs. Mwangi, and then the kids will be, for example, what name? Alan Mwangi. So they won't be Alan Maina like the dad. They'll be Alan Mwangi. I don't know if you understand me, Sposaki, because I know for us in Southern Africa, this is very confusing. It was confusing, at least for me also. It was quite shocking, really. So they don't have praise names, that is one. And then they have that you having your father's name and you having your name that your wife, like for myself, I'm not Mrs. my father, my husband's father's name. I'm Mrs. his name, his middle name. So it's that confusing and interesting, by the way. And I had my questions about it. I was at some point I was thinking, do they not lose their originality or their roots when they go along? But my husband told me that if you are not careful about it, yes, it might get lost. But because families are able to keep their history and to share it from generation to generation, so it's for him now to share it to his kids and to educate his kids about his whole family and to introduce his kids to his brothers' kids, brothers and sisters, whatever, cousins, whatever, so that these people still maintain that connection as a family. It is quite interesting, and it's quite something that is worth understanding. If you're coming from the South, for us, it's not that way. So for us, you'd have, if it's Dlamini, okay, Dlamini, because it's so common in my country, it's not a good example. Let me use Posake's surnames. Posake is Manyati. Manyati, you would, just by hearing Manyati in any part of Eswatini, and if you were to ask carefully about that Manyati, you will find that these people, their Swaziland is a small country. Their forefathers maybe were really, really blood relatives at some point, and they went and built in different parts of the country, so they maybe lost track of each other through that. For example, my surname it's not so popular in my country. So anytime I hear somebody's called that in my country, when I track that history, you will find that we can track each other back to a certain area, which is called Ho region in Eswatini, where we have a chiefdom. You will hear that this person, maybe who I met in a very different part of the country, even in South Africa, when we meet up and we share these things, you'll hear them saying, my great-grandfather came from Ho, where there is a chiefdom of the Mpila clan in that place. So you realize that, oh my goodness, you find that our forefathers were brothers and they relocated to different countries, and that is how we lost each other, or we lost track of each other. So yeah, that is it. Let me just share the link one more time if somebody wants to join before we call it a night. I'm sharing the link. Thomas, I hope you can be able to join. I don't know what is happening. Thomas, you can join before. Okay, I've shared the link. Sposak is saying, this is strange, very, very strange. So there is no continuation of surnames in an era where there are many single mothers now. Don't they end up marrying their sisters or cousins? I I've had my own concerns about it also, Sposak. I know we are coming from the same background with you, so for us it's quite strange. Let me tell you something that I forgot to tell you, Sposak, about the surnames and everything. So now, say for example, if you're a single mother and you're a single mother, so it definitely makes you a mother of a kid. So what happens here? Okay. I'm sorry, Thomas says I have to leave soon for work. I can't join them. Okay, great, Thomas. You'll just catch up maybe some other time. So what happens here, Posaki, if I was a single mother, for example, I would now call my kid the surname. I don't even know if I should call it surname, but my kid would be, for example, if it's Alex, it would be Alex Wazanele. That is my name, right? So the surname of my son would be Wazanele. So that is how you can that is how I think you know if the kid is coming from a single mother, or if the kid is not named after his father, because by the fact that he's called Wazanele, Zanele is a woman name, and you can easily now say that this is a kid from a single mother. So it's very easy to differentiate in that way. Whereas for us, even if I got a kid, maybe I got a kid from someone, I know that my kid is Posake Manyati, but we are not together and he's not supporting my kid in any way, I still have to give my kid that surname Manyati, his father's surname. He has to have it, whether I like it or not. He just has to have it. I don't know nowadays whether they go to court to change such things, but I've never had a kid traditionally using their mother's name in my country. Maybe it's happening. I've never seen it before. But I still have to maintain my kid's father's surname. Even if I hate him with my whole life, my kid has to be Manyati by force. It's just like that. Our culture acknowledges and recognizes the presence of the father in the making of that kid. So the father has to be acknowledged through the surname, you see, no matter what happened between the two of you. So those are the things that we can try to look into as differences in African societies. And maybe there are so many of these things that are happening in other societies. Maybe some other countries are doing it the Kenyan way. Maybe some countries are doing it our Swati way. In South Africa, it's still the same as in Eswatini. You still have to give your kid, you still have to acknowledge your father's surname when you name the kid. So we'll be home in 20 minutes. Okay, this Africa is saying you'll be home in 20 minutes. So let's keep it. So those are some of the strange things that you find unless you travel and see these different things, which is something that I plan to do. Something that, for example, if I have to go to Rwanda, I need to understand all of these things, all of these complexities within the cultures, all of these differences and maybe these similarities. It's quite interesting to understand how our people are living, whether they maintained what their forefathers were doing or it got lost along the way. For us, it's still precious because we still have our culture very, very well preserved, and we're able to follow our forefathers' footsteps. So in some countries, I know for sure they lost some of their traditions and some of their culture along the way. And some things are just done the Western way, and some things are a mix of Western and African traditions and things like that. You see? It's just like the fact that so maybe I can share a few of some of these traditions when it comes to a kid and impregnating and what do you call it? Oh my gosh, Posa Kanasema. Oh, okay. I'm reminded of a book I read a few decades ago titled I Will Marry When I Want by Ngugi wa Thiong'o and Ngugi wa Mriri. So the authors were raised by single mothers, is it? No, Thiong'o is a man. That one was not raised by a single mother. I'm not very sure about the other one. Yeah, maybe I can just do my research also. But some of these things, I don't know what, I've never seen the book, but maybe you can share the experiences from that book. Why don't you want to join me, Sposake? We talk about it. Maybe you can share some of these experiences that you read about in their books. Maybe there are a few things that we can learn about from that. It's like the different traditions that you do for a kid, for impregnating somebody out of wedlock in our country. We have so many of these traditions that you need to do. For even a father, you know, even if you have to still pay, even if the mom has to still call their kid your surname, although you are not supporting in any way, there are certain ways in our culture that allows the man to make it right with the woman's family, or maybe to get what do you call it? I don't even know how to call it, but if a man impregnated me out of wedlock, and then he now wants to acknowledge his kid or his son, but he's not ready to marry me, there's a way that he can take the kid, and he can be allowed culturally to take the kid from me, or to be able to be given the kid as the father. So, for example, that I think it depends on the clan or the home. For example, in my home, you would have to pay 5 cows for you to be given, for my parents to give you my daughter or my son with you. So in that way, you are cleansing yourself. I think you are you are making your kid, you are welcoming your kid into your home, and you are making things right between you and the woman's family. So there are different ways, really. I've not seen that here in Kenya, and it's something interesting. It's something that I wish I can maybe do some research on, and maybe travel around, maybe some African countries, they do the same. There are so many traditions that I have not seen yet, which I think could be very great if they are. But now, you know, I don't know much about different traditions and different tribes, especially here in Kenya, because that's where I'm based, and I've not really been involved in some of these traditional ceremonies that they do. It's just like circumcision, which is a topic that I know is not so popular for many people. In my country, circumcision is not, it's not something that is, I don't know if it's not within our culture, or the men in that society don't want to do it. Sposake, help me. What is happening between that tradition? Do we have circumcision as a tradition in my country, or we do not have, or we have it but men are shying away from it? What is the problem? So here in Kenya, young men, for most of the tribes, they have to be circumcised when they reach I don't know if it's an age or it's a stage, because age could maybe limit you or something like that. Is it teenage, when they enter teenage? When they become teenagers, I know for them to transition now to manhood, they need to be circumcised. In my country, I have not seen that. I know in Kosa they do it. They still have circumcision. So they have a whole, some are still doing it the traditional way. Some take their kids to hospital. Some take their kids to churches. I know some churches provide that whole process of really, is it initiation or whatever it's called? They circumcise you and they teach you. No, circumcision is not part of our culture. You heard it yourself. So it's not part of our Swazi culture. I've not heard about it. Also, I've not seen it in our culture. It's something foreign, really. But I know for sure with HIV and AIDS and all these things, it's being introduced slowly, and people are starting to accept it, although it's not at a high rate. Some people are accepting it. Some still put some funny things around it. Some are still scared to even think about that idea, because it's something that we culturally didn't have. So yeah, so here in Kenya, it's a big thing. When you have a son, you know for sure in most of these tribes that at some point I need to take him to be circumcised, and there's a whole tradition around it, depending on where you want to do it. Yeah. I have been online for almost 2 hours. And I think, Fall to Rise. I'm very happy that you're doing this show, my sister. Thank you so much, my brother. Thank you for joining. Are you able to join just to say hi? Fall to Rise, let me share the link. If you're able to join, you can just come in and say hi. Let me reshare the link just now. I have just shared the link. I hope you are able to see the link and you'll be able to join. Please feel free to join and, just say hi. Not tradition in Jamaica either. Oh, circumcision is not? Oh, wow. Maybe Jamaicans are the same as Swatis then. But due to HIV, many of us are now circumcised the Western way. Yeah, which is true. And it's mostly done in hospitals. The link is let me show you. I've sent it on the chat. If you are able to see Beyond Borders with Zanel, it's the one on the screen right now. Okay, this is Africa is almost there, is almost home. He'll be joining soon. Okay. I want to learn jina lako ni nani. Okay, in Swati that you say ligama lako ngubani. Ligama lako ngubani ama ligama lako umbani. Am I able to write it here? Let me just write it for you. For you, Mulungi. Ligama lako. Or, let me just write it the simple way. Umubani ligama lako. So that I don't directly translate it. Mlungu, I hope you are able to see that. That's how you ask somebody, what is your name? Excuse me. Jina lako ni nani? So jina lako ni nani is a Swahili statement which means what is your name? Then in Siswati you say umubandi ligama lako. I know my friend Pierrota knows that very well. My brother, James, are you able to see the link? Sposake, I've also shared the link. You can just click on it and join if you're comfortable. And Thomas. Thomas, I have a question for you guys in Jamaica. What traditions would you think I don't even know how to put this question. What traditions can you say are related to African tradition? If at all you can relate them to some of the African traditions that you think these are the ones that you kept, or maybe these are the ones that you created when you got to that other side. I would like to know what kind of traditions that relates to African traditions that you have in Jamaica, or what kind of traditions that you have that you think these are the ones that you made for yourself now as a community when you lost your other African traditions. Maybe you can be able to share that if you have experiences with both traditions. My brother James, I hope you have seen the link. So you just click on it and you join if you are able to. I have a guest already. Hi! Hello, I can hear you so well, my brother.
How are you?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
I'm doing well. Good to be on your show.
Good to see you. How are things on?
40. 1 second. A little chilly. It's been a little cold for the past week. It's starting to warm up now, but
wow.
last week it was about 30 to 40 degrees Fahrenheit.
Wow. Can we change? Can we change weather, please? This side it's so hot. You know, it's supposed to be the rainy season. Yeah.
It's
supposed to be the rainy
now.
season, but there are no rain. Wow.
Wow. Well, this week it should be in the 60s or 70s, so that's pretty good for us.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, but things are great on your side.
They're great. Busy, but great.
Wow, that's nice. Are you coming from work? Or is it a holiday?
Yeah. Oh no. I'm actually in the field today. I have to go home and get ready. I have a show tonight that I have to do, and then I have another show Saturday. So I have 2 big shows coming up. So I'm pretty busy.
Wow. Guys, please let me share. I cannot share your link. Unfortunately, when I type anything, it takes me out of the live stream. But this is a YouTube channel, Fall to Rise. Please, my brother talks about all kinds of topics that are so fascinating. And I know for most people, it will be so interesting to connect and see his channel. Please just go and subscribe and follow his channel. So he does live Zoom what do you call it, meetings and things like that, and then he posts now the recorded versions in his YouTube channel. So it's usually very interesting and very engaging. You get to learn a lot of different things in different types of topics. Maybe I'm even saying I'm not even saying it the right way, but maybe my brother, you can share with them what you do in your channel and the kind of topics that you have done so far, and you know, things that you think might excite them really. Can you hear me? Are you frozen? Oh no. James? Oh, I lost him. I think it's his network. So yeah, as I was saying, he does so many different topics. So much interesting that you just want to follow his channel all the time. Okay, I think he's back.
Sorry about y'all back. I'm sorry. Yeah. We actually I appreciate it. You know, I remember that you actually did our first Africa show, the Bridging the Gap. It was so important. We learned so much about each other, and we're still taking that trip out to Africa. I'm still doing a live show in Africa. Yes, we're doing the week in Africa, and from that show, it allowed me to branch out. I actually found people Black people from Thailand and from other parts of the world. And they're interested in also bridging this gap and disproving a lot of the myths that we have about each other.
Wow.
And so I definitely look forward to us doing Bridging the Gap episode 4.
Wow, I would be interested to join you.
Yes. I'm definitely looking forward to doing another show with you and Guru. You know, we really need to do that. We need to continue this dialogue, you know, especially being that we have a new president here in America. So, you know, we want to take a look at how that's affecting you all over there in Kenya. You know, so.
And how's my brother Jim? How is he taking it? My biggest Trump supporter.
He hates it.
Oh, we definitely need a show.
But I'm still planning on coming out there. You know, it's. I think that it's that sense of home that we need. We need to get out there. We need to come back and see our brothers and sisters in Africa. You know, it's something that I think is sorely needed. And especially with your platform, you know, I really appreciate just what you're doing. Because you're reaching out. You're giving us that opportunity to speak to you, to understand each other, to learn from each other. So I really appreciate it.
Yeah, it's true. It was quite an eye-opening discussion that we had. So we were once on his channel and we really shared our experiences as Africans, and they shared their experiences and some of the things that we what I don't even know how to put it, but some of the things that we think African Americans think about us, that which are actually not true when you get to understand what the whole situation is on the ground. So it was quite interesting. So guys, I just hope you can be able to go to his channel and maybe watch some of these episodes and really support our brother. And if we are able to have another one, it could be very, very interesting, and maybe bring those guys from Thailand, and we get to see their experiences on that other side. That would be nice. Yeah.
That's actually something that we'll speak about on the side, but I'm definitely looking to set something up with the people of color, Black people that I'm meeting from around the world. And my goal is for us eventually to have a conversation, and we're going to start visiting each other. I'm going to come to Africa first, and then we'll go to maybe Thailand, and we'll just go around the world, and we'll meet our brothers and sisters from around the world.
Interesting. Wow, that could be interesting, really. Reconnecting and really, that could be nice. We're still waiting for you. Yeah, and the Alliance waiting for you on this side.
Oh, no, not the Lions. I'm staying away from the lions and the snakes. We have mountain lions here, and I stay away from them too. So, yes, no lions, no snakes. We have deer, rabbits, squirrels, birds. That's it.
Wow. Okay.
But I actually can't stay on. I really, really appreciate you inviting me on. And as always, if there's anything that I can do to help you or help your show, please let me know.
Thank you so much. I think you have already supported me in every way that you can. Thank you, especially by just sharing the link and telling people about the show. That is all that I need. Thank you so much, my brother.
Thank you, sister. We'll be in touch.
Okay, we will. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you. All right.
Bye.
How you doing?
This is Africa.
Hey, how you doing?
Oh, how are you? I'm good. Thank you. How are you?
I'm doing okay. Just got home.
Wow. You coming from work?
I'm coming from work. Takes about 2 hours to get there and about 2 hours to get back.
Wow. Is that like a daily trip that you do?
5 days a week, sometimes 6.
What? Wow. That's tiring.
Yeah, but as long as you got a smartphone, it's not too bad.
Why? Why is that so? A smartphone, how does it help?
So you can entertain yourself, or you could do a little bit of business, kind of going to and from work.
Okay. But it should be tiring if you have to drive every day, every single day.
I'm not driving. I'm taking public trans. Yeah.
Okay. That's nice.
If I was driving, it would take about maybe 50 minutes. Yeah.
50 minutes. 50 minutes and 2 hours. That's
compared to 2 hours. Yeah.
Wow. Okay. But how are you doing? How are you?
I'm doing pretty good.
You be coming to Kenya soon?
Well, I'm not sure right now because it has nothing to do with COVID other than my job where I work. When you come back to the States, they require you to have a 2-week self-isolation. But the thing is, when you come back, you're supposed to get a COVID test anyway. So it's like, at my job, if you cough, and a lot of jobs here, if you cough or say you got a stomach ache or what have you, or you have a little headache, they tell you to go home for 2 weeks. But in that 2 weeks, you go and get a COVID test. And if you're okay, you come back to work right away. So so what I'm trying to clarify now with the place where I work is, can I go ahead and take the COVID test as soon as I come back, or are you demanding that because I'm coming back from another country that you're requiring me to do 14 days no matter what? And if that's the case, they probably won't approve the 2 weeks that I want to be over there, and probably only give me a week because they don't want me to be away from work like a full 4 to 5 weeks.
Oh.
Because of that 2-week period coming back. So with that, I might have to take the time that I've accumulated, which is time off, and split it up to 2 different vacations within a year. I really don't want to do that, but it looks like I might possibly have to. And I've asked this question over 2 weeks ago, so I still haven't heard from my job yet whether they're going to approve or disapprove my request.
Wow, it becomes a bit challenging.
Yeah, it is.
Okay. Oh wow, but that's nice. That's good to know you're good, and you can always postpone traveling if it's not an emergency. You can.
Yeah, but I mean the thing is I was back in Kenya in 2019, was ready to go for it in 2020, And then I couldn't go anywhere in 2020, so I was really hoping to go this year. And I did have an opportunity in February. I should have took it, but I'm looking possibly July.
Which maybe you can still do it. Although Kenya is in this lockdown, Nairobi and some other counties, so
that won't affect me though, because they're allowing people to come in, but you just can't go in and out of Nairobi while you're in Nairobi, you know. So they come in at, you know, by air, that is.
Yeah, yes, that's the case. So if you can just come and you don't want to travel around the country, you come, you get locked here, and then you can always go back.
Well, you know, I'll be with my wife most of the time. You know, she's got her own salon in, I think it's a neighborhood called Tel Aviv.
Your wife is based here in Kenya?
Yeah, she's Kenyan.
She's based here in Kenya? Or she's with you in the US?
She's based, yeah.
Oh, that's nice. Oh, wow. You should be missing her.
Oh, most definitely.
Wow. Oh, my goodness. It's kind of some kind of long distance relationship. I don't think I can manage it.
Yeah, it's not for everybody, and I definitely don't recommend it for anybody.
I know. Oh, wow. That's nice. So she's here full time, and wow.
Yeah.
Okay, that's great. And let me ask you, how did you learn Swahili? From her teaching you, or from speaking, or?
Well, wafahamu Kiswahili kidogo. So, you know, I'm not fluent. I know about 1.2 languages. So English, a little bit of Swahili, a little bit of Spanish, a little bit of Japanese. So that's my 1.2. No,
which is quite a lot.
Well, yeah, I know about 500 words. I don't use them. And you know, I did have conversational partners quite a while back, but see, the thing is, in the States, and you've probably seen this because I heard you say you were in Europe. I don't remember which part.
Yeah, Italy.
But you know, in Europe and the United States, you know, it's like everybody is busy, and it's like you really don't have time for yourself. And even if you only have a job that's 40 hours a week, it's like a point where you go to work, even if you're close to work, you go to work and you come back from work. It's like nobody else has that same schedule, you know, or they're too tired, which I totally understand, or they're going to school at the same time and working a full-time job. You know, it's really tough in the US to really like hang out unless you're somebody who has no job and you have no life. Then you can probably hang out with some people, because I remember that when I was a teenager. That's what I used to do.
Wow.
But
and tell me, I know for some people they even work 2 jobs, 3 jobs just to make, you know, just to at least live a comfortable life. Is it something that you see for most African people who are trying to make it in the US, for example? Even in Europe, you find somebody doing this and doing that, and, you know, there's a different job for the weekend, there's a different job, especially if they are not employed by these organizations that some of us went to work for. So you find somebody is a chef during the week, the next week, during the weekend, they clean houses, they take care of elderly people. Is it the same thing in the US, especially for African people?
it's the exact same thing, but it's not especially for African people. It's especially for anybody that's that is trying to get ahead. So basically, most of the jobs here, you can't survive on one full-time job. And like the state that I'm in, if you're at one full-time job, there's some jobs that let you do a lot of overtime, and you get paid by the hour with most jobs here, not a salary. And so some people will do realistically like 80 hours in a week instead of 40. There's some jobs that will let you do that. But in this state that I live in, they passed a law, I think it was over a year ago. You can only do 60 hours in a week at one particular job. So if you want to work more than 60 hours for a job that allows you to do a lot of overtime, you now have to get a second job. But most jobs won't give you that type of overtime. So people anyway are looking for one full-time job, possibly 2 full-time jobs. But if that doesn't work, they'll look for 1 or 2 part-time jobs with that full-time job. And that's mainly to pay the rent, to pay the car note, to pay for all the different types of insurances that you might have, renter's insurance, car insurance, you name it. It's not cheap at all in America any more than it is in the UK. And yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm just imagining a situation like that. You know, for me, if it's a weekend and I have to work, I really complain because, wow, it's just too much for me. The whole week is 8 to 5. And I'm imagining myself, and I'm working from home, that is. I'm imagining myself if I have to run around and do all these different types of jobs and work with different people. And how is it even for your mental health and things like that? And would you advise African? I know we have a lot of African people who think Europe and the US and, you know, abroad really is the best place to get this nice job and to live a lavish life. So would you honestly say that people have to work harder and harder for them to live, if ever there's a comfortable life on that?
Sorry to cut you there, but in most cases, yes. But I've seen some examples. But let me, before I get some examples of what I've seen other people do, let me start with the single people first. Single man, single woman coming from Africa to the US. Do a 5 or mainly a 10-year plan. Go to school, get the job you want, save your money. And if you really don't like the country because it's just too stressful, which I totally understand, do that 10-year plan, because that's what I really recommend, and then go home. Take your education with you, take your money with you, go home, because you're going to be a lot more satisfied. If you stay in the US, what a lot of times what happens is, whether if you're married to somebody back from the continent or you marry somebody from the US, what happens a lot of times when you start having kids and then you want to move back, and the kids are not old enough to, you know, as adults to take care of themselves, now you don't have any money to move back, especially depending on how many kids you have and what your income rate is. And if both parents are working and their money's being poured into property and poured into the children's education, then they don't have enough to come back. And I see that a lot. So that's a trap.
Yeah. Let me ask you, is it even possible for you to save? Like you say,
oh yeah, it is. If you're very frugal, if you're frugal, and people will think that you don't have a life, you can save a lot of money. And I could tell you a lot of times here, the main thing where a lot of Americans anyway, a lot of their money, where it goes is what they put in their mouth. They're constantly going out to eat. They're not cooking like they do back when they were back at home. Maybe they first started out that way, but they got comfortable and now they're buying all kinds of food that's not good for them and it's expensive. And so if you cut out a lot of food that you definitely don't need and you live seriously a healthy lifestyle, you'll save tons of money in that one category alone. Another thing is, don't do what Americans do. Don't get on credit, because credit will put you in debt. And some of these creditors out here, when they come to collect the money because you borrowed money from a department store to buy, let's say, a big screen TV, and you're owing and you're paying interest on that, some of these collectors, most of them won't, but some of them will sue you if you can't pay it all at a certain amount of time or you're missing payments. And then they can sue you to where they could take it out of your bank account. And then one day, you know, you're starting to save. You got, oh, I got 4,000. Now I got 5,000, but your debt was 6,000. They'll take it all out of there, right? From a lawsuit that you couldn't attend. You didn't know what was going on, but you knew it was coming.
Wow.
So it's crazy. It's crazy.
Which for me is miserable, really. So would you advise Africans to hustle where they are in Africa, or to seek greener pastures, which they call green pastures? I don't know if they are greener on that side. Which would be your best advice for an African who's thinking about traveling abroad and, you know, maybe settling there?
Traveling abroad, I mean, it's okay to travel, and it's okay to stay somewhere that you maybe fantasize about. You want to stay in England for a couple of years because you like the people's accent. You want to be around that. That's cool. But one thing you got to understand in probably almost every single Western country, because the ones that I've checked out in the past, every Western country, you don't own property. When you buy a house, you still have to pay taxes to the state on that property. So if you miss those tax payments, they take it away from you. So if you're totally paid on your mortgage, you still have to pay the government. So therefore, that land does not actually belong to you. Where in Africa, you know, the land belongs to you in most countries that I know of. And so that's a big difference right there. And as far as that greener pastures, first I would try it at home. But this is what you could do. You could start a small business that's doing good. And if you have some people you can trust in Africa to maintain it while you travel abroad and maybe work, because I've seen some Africans do this. They'll work in the US or the UK while they have a small business where they come from. And then they'll either go to school, whatever, get whatever they need in the US and then come back home. Or some of them will start a business in the US and they got a business back home, or they'll start a business in the US and they don't have a business back home. Go for it. But what I'd recommend is that don't spend your money on things you don't need. Don't get on credit like a lot of Americans do. And a lot of Africans fall into that trap, and a lot of them are in debt.
Yeah. Oh wow, that's great advice, really.
Yeah.
Because I have seen a lot of, especially people my age, who just think about going abroad and thinking things will be so good over there, and they don't even think about all of these things that you have shared with us, and even trying to consider your environment first before you think you will make it somewhere else, which is quite eye-opening. Wow.
Well, it's. Let's see. Here's the thing. Not everybody wants to come to America, so that's a myth. And for the ones that do, once they get here, they find out it's not what they thought it was. Right. So I remember speaking. I was in Amsterdam coming to Kenya, and there was a Kenyan woman that lived in, I think she said Toronto. Right. So she was coming from Canada, going home. I was coming from the northwest of the U.S., coming home. And I said, would you ever move back to Kenya? And she goes, no. And I go, why? Because where I'm at, I have everything in my condo. She has a condo. She owns the apartment. So she was talking about central air, central heating, and all this other stuff. And I go, you're staying in Canada just because of that? She goes, basically, yeah.
What? And these are things which are available in Kenya?
Yeah, she could have it available in Kenya, but that was her thought process. And I really actually tried to dig into outside of what she just told me, which didn't make any sense to me. But I guess she looked at it as creature comforts, which a lot of Americans use that term, creature comforts. And she was just comfortable with it. She spent a lot of time in Canada, so she got used to the Canada way of life, and which is Western way of life. And she basically forgot back home. Now, I don't put people down if they want to stay in the U.S., but I absolutely don't recommend it. It's not family. It's not good for kids. It's not healthy for kids to be raised in the West.
Why?
Well, there's a lot of, you can, debauchery is one. Debauchery is all over television. Debauchery is all over in the schools, legally, in textbooks, and in things in many other areas you can name of. There's just a lot of things that are just not right. Moral values is not a real concept in the West. It's talked about, but it's not practiced. Individualism is more important than community, but they speak community, but they practice individualism. So there's a lot of hypocrisy, and all that type of stuff. In America, you got groups saying that, okay, these people are racist when they're not racist. And then the people that are calling people racist are actually racist, and they say they're not racist. People, government, you name it. There's a lot of hypocrisy here. When you go to Africa, a lot of that stuff is just gone. The slate is wiped clean. A lot of the problems that you have here are not Africa's problems.
Wow. And does it have to do with your, I don't know if it's culture, if the Western culture and the African culture and all of those differences, and because they promote things that they are not. That is one. And Africans are known for their communal brotherhood and things like that, and they pretend to be with that whole, we need to be together and things like that, and racism, no to racism, things like that. Whilst the fact is they are for those things that they say they are against. Is it something that you can easily spot, or it's hard for you to spot unless you have lived within that community?
Okay, so to be honest with you, an African coming to America is not going to get to know everything about America within the first couple of years. You got to spend at least a good 8 to 10 years to really get an understanding of how America really works. And that's basically the American people, the politics, and what have you. It's just like an American moving to anywhere in Africa. they do a little online studying through Wikipedia or whatever, and they think they know everything about Africa before they even get there. That's even a worse problem. But again, you're going to take years to really know anything about Africa. You got to be there on the ground. You can't be studying from abroad and think that you're a genius about it. Well, same thing with the African. You can't be studying about what America is and you never lived in America.
Okay.
You know what I mean? You're really not going to understand what America is. And a lot of Americans don't even know what America is. You know, which is funny, but yeah.
Wow, this is interesting, and it's quite eye-opening and quite scary, to be honest, because wow, if you were to say that to an African who's my age, who's really determined to go there, nothing can change their mindset and their decision. It's you cannot even convince them to try things this other side, because wow, I don't know if it's the TV or the movies and the other things that we see in the media that make people think it's just the best.
Yeah, it is a lot of media. The media is a lot of where that hypocrisy comes from.
And do you feel like African media is not playing a key role in uplifting the African standards and uplifting the African situation to show people abroad that Africa is not actually what you see in CNN, for example, or BBC? Is our media failing us over that side? Are you able to sit on your computer and search for African media and see positivity and see great things about Africa, or are they also lagging behind when it comes to that?
Well, I'm gonna be honest, and I mainly just stick not only, but mainly to the Kenyan media. And in TV, you know, general news is great, but they do a big disservice on really promoting the country. Now, KTN, I don't like KTN because they're into this gossip reporting and stuff like that. However, they do have a partner that works with them called Chams Media. And it's not because I have a friend that works there, but Chams Media is very responsible in the reporting in what they do. And they have this one segment of Chams Media for KTN called Living Abroad. So Kenyans living abroad. Yeah. And they have a lot of different other stuff. But they're very responsible. They do a lot of research, and they don't try to over fantasize Sweden or UK or America with Kenyans living over there. They basically go there, get the information on the ground by the Kenyans who are there, and the Kenyans are saying, okay, yeah, it's not easy over here. You know, it's Kenyans coming here. They better think twice. I've heard this before with people that they've interviewed. If you're going to come to America, you're not going to be able to do certain things like you could do in Kenya. And then in America, you're going to be able to do some things in America that you're not able to do in Kenya. So with that said, that's the type of reporting. I like Chams Media. They're very responsible. But what you said by the question that you asked me in general, I would say they're doing somewhat of a disservice, but not so much like, say, BBC or CNN. But I think the NTVs of Africa are definitely trying to follow that coattail of the BBC and the CNNs. So yeah, it's better than America, but it depends on the network, in my opinion.
Ah, great.
Or their partners.
Yeah. Which is nice hearing it from you, and me sitting here and trying to to see the differences and me not being happy is one thing, but you sitting on that other end where people are hungry for African content and they're hungry to see the continent and maybe how far we are, it's quite discouraging really to see our media failing us in such a big way. Right. So I think if we have, maybe it's up to us as YouTubers to, like what Wodema is doing. I think he has done his part and he's doing a great job. He continues to do so. And it's really up to the rest of us to also assist him, because we all have different audiences. Maybe even if it's just one person I'll be impacting with that knowledge, it's enough compared to them not knowing anything about Africa and, you know, not learning anything from us who have the experience and the knowledge. So with that being said, myself, I don't dream or see myself in this American dream. I'm good here in Kenya and in Africa, really. So I just hope and pray that most of our brothers and sisters can also see things that way because we've had a lot of people dying trying to get abroad, and dying in the ocean and things like that. It's so bad. So
Yeah.
now that you shared that experience, I hope people can really learn. Maybe
And another thing too, it's like you got like a stubborn child, and you tell them not to do something, but they keep doing it, and what they're doing could actually hurt them. Sometimes you just got to let them hurt themselves, so that way they'll learn, and then they'll remember what you said. Don't do that because you'll hurt yourself.
Yeah.
And if you hurt yourself, it could be serious or it could be minor. But sometimes you just got to let not just kids but adults go ahead and let them come to the U.S., come to the U.K., and let them find out the hard way on how hard it really is. And if you really want to save money, which you can do, you're going to have to be very frugal, because that is a fact. You're going to have to be frugal. Unless you got a job that pays a couple $100,000 a year and you're kind of not spending so much money but not being totally frugal, good luck on getting that job, because most people will never get it.
Wow, that's so great. Thank you so much for sharing all of this. I think it's just time for us to open our eyes and our ears and really see things the way they are, not the way they are.
And one,
yeah,
and there's one point I really want to, because I didn't get to say it earlier on one of your questions. There's one point that I really want people to understand, that, and I'm just going to use America. In America, it's harder to start a business and maintain a business, or you can start a business, but to maintain it, than it is finding a job. It's much easier to be here and find a job. But if you really want to work for yourself, it's going to be much harder to obtain. In Africa, it's much harder to find a job because it kind of seems like nobody's hiring anybody. But it's much easier to not only start a business, but to maintain a business. So there's a big difference in where the jobs are and where the businesses are. In Africa, you can really make something out of almost nothing. In America, it used to be that way, but that was many years ago.
Wow, which is great. And most of us are scared. I don't know if it's scared or what, to really venture into business and to really invest in business and see things in the business. Yeah, it's much of you being scared and not knowing whether you will fail or not. I know people are scared of failure here in the continent.
Yeah, but you know what? There's another thing I noticed too. Is it Zelina? Because I'm still trying to get
Zanele.
Zanele. Okay, sorry about that. So Zanele, the thing I've noticed all the years going to and from is that Africans are 50% more entrepreneurial than any American on average. For the ones who are into actually going out there, taking the risk and actually doing it, Africans are more entrepreneurial than Americans, and that's a fact. So that right there is actually a motivation, but it's also a strength that Africans have that a lot of Americans don't. Anywhere you go in the world, people love. There's many people, and I would say most people love to have their own business. But what I've seen in Africa and what people do, I've seen people like in Nanyuki. One guy brought up Nanyuki. That's where my wife is from. That's where we got married. I've seen in Nairobi a little bit, but I've seen it more in places like Nanyuki. It's like people will set up on a corner with a bicycle pump, and they're making money pumping up people's bicycle tires.
Yeah, brushing people's shoes.
Right, exactly. And a lot of that stuff, it wouldn't work out here, but even if you tried it, it would be illegal at the same time. So there's a lot of things like I was saying in the interview with Cham's Media with Kenyans over here. There's things you could do in Kenya you can't do over here, and there's things you can do over here that you can't do over there.
Yeah. Okay.
Right? So
it's a matter of you knowing and doing your research and thinking if it's even worth it.
Right.
Yeah, so true. I can see this comment from Mulungi. Mulungi, are you able to join? Although I'll be leaving in the next 5 minutes, are you able to join? I know for sure you want to learn some Siswati, and I think I'm not doing you justice. But maybe you can join me in a live and just get to ask me 5-6 questions, and that I can answer very quickly. in the language, and then we can call it a night and a day for my brothers in the US. I've
Now,
been here.
I was looking for your email on your about page. So what's the best way to contact you behind the scenes?
Email, Instagram, what else? If it's business now, there's a business number that I shared on my latest video.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's right. I forgot about that.
So those are the different ways. Email, I think I'll share it on my latest video. I don't think I saw it. I don't think I shared it, sorry, in my latest video. But it's on the other videos. zanele05@yahoo.com.
Okay. That's easy to remember. You can also post that on your About tab. I don't know if you knew that.
Great. Yeah, I should.
Okay, I'm going to shoot you an email. I got a proposal I want to go over with you, and let me know if you want to do it once you get it. Just reply. You don't have to reply right away. I'm in no big hurry. But I'm going to go ahead and go because of the things I got to do, and I really appreciate you doing what you're doing. And that video I saw yesterday of what you and your husband are doing, that's awesome. And that's what drew me to say I'm going to contact you later.
Great. Thank you so much. Thank you. You have my contact. You have my number, my email, my Instagram, if that works for you. We'll just talk. Okay. Thank you so much. Guys, please subscribe to his channel. This is Africa. I think he's been on the comments. Subscribe and go and watch his content. And I'll check out that interview definitely after this.
Cheers.
Yeah. Cheers. Bye-bye. Thank you for joining. Rabiko. Kaka, Ndume join. How are you? It's good to see you. We are almost rounding it up. We've been here for the last 2.5 hours. Mulungi, are you able to join? Let me just give you guys some 4 minutes and then we call it a night really. If you're able to join, Rabiko, maybe you can say hi before we close it up. It's been a long session, really. I wish you joined earlier. Are you able to see the link, Kaka? You can just click on it and join if you're able. And I'll just say hi to you for the next 3 minutes. Rabiko? Let me share my email here. Let me share my email for This is Africa. So that's my email in case you want to get in touch with me on email. I think I have 2 minutes remaining on this live stream. I wanted to do this for 2 hours, but we went overboard. 2.5 hours already. It's amazing how you don't even realize how time just goes like that. When you have such interesting people and interesting conversations. And just to appreciate everyone who made it today. Thank you so much for joining, and thank you for those who joined me on the live stream. Thank you very, very much. I'm hoping to do this every weekend, say Saturdays. We can connect and really share different things like we have been able to share. Rabiko, kama unaweza click your link. Unaona kama unaweza join kabla nitoke. Yeah, so I just wanted to appreciate all of you guys, and please msichoke. When I do another live, please join me again and just share. It's interesting to learn from each other. It's interesting to learn so many different things, even if it's not just Swahili. There are so many things we can learn from each other. Rabiko. Hello?
Hello, sister.
Poa. Uko aje?
Nipo salama. How are you about you?
Niko poa. Uko Tanzania?
Nipo Kenya, nipo Mombasa saizi.
Uko Mombasa, sawa sawa.
Naambia lakini.
Habari za huko?
Vema tu.
Wema. Nilikuwa nataka kuja Mombasa lakini sasa tukalokiwa na huku. Tukafungiwa. Sasa siwezi hata toka. Lakini bado najipanga nitakuja tu. Yeah.
Hata tashukuru.
Sawa, nikijipanga nitakwambia tukutane na huko.
Inshallah basi.
Sawa. Unafanyanga kazi na huko?
Mimi nakaa huko nafanya kazi huku pia.
Mulungu, sorry, pole kidogo tu. Mulungu, umeshindwa kujoin ama umeshindwa? Acha nikutumie link tena. Acha nimtumie hii link kidogo tu. Rabiko.
Yes.
Ndio umejoin tu sasa tukishamalizia.
Next time I'll join Ali.
Next time please. Na nilikuwa nimeannounce, I hope ulikuwa umeona.
Sasa ndo nimekuja saizi, ndo naona saizi lakini
ni sawa tu. Asante kwa kujoin. Hata kama nitakaa mbili, ni sawa tu. At least tumeongea. Next time nita make sure na
Tashukuru dada.
Sawa.
Haya.
Naweza penda kukuona umekitisha.
Saizi kwenyewe hata lakini siku ya kesho basi ukiwa live nitakuona, utaniona.
Hii weekend ijayo nitakuwa live.
Sawa.
Naweza penda kukuona. Nataka tujuane, unaona? Hata nikiwa Mombasa, hata kama sichakwambia ama sichakushtua, naweza kuona tukitembea huko kwa street.
Sawa, njoo nikutembeze basi.
Thank you. Asante sana. Asante kwa kunijoin. Usiku mwema. Sawa.
Pia nawe dadangu.
Thank you so much. So I have to close it up. Asante sana Rabiko. I need to close it up now. And thank you very much to each and every one of you. Mulungi, bye-bye. And thank you so much, This Africa. Thank you, my brother, for joining me on this live also. I really enjoyed and I really learned a lot from you and the others that joined us today. Thank you so much. I'm hoping to do this again next weekend and this coming Saturday, same time, 6 p.m. East African time for 2.5 hours or 2 hours. It's really nice to connect with all of you and to get to know each and every one of you. Thank you. Have a good night. If it's evening on your side, have a good day. If it's still kwaheri here. This is Africa. Have a great day. Enjoy your day. Thank you so much. I have to end the stream right here, right now. Bye-bye. I love you all. Take good care of yourselves. I forgot to share a story. I'll share it in my next live. So bye-bye for now.